Has Lexus pricing gotten out of control? We're going to find that out in today's video. I'm going to include a link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get right into it. Powering this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder paired to an eCVT and a hybrid. Fuel economy is 44 around town, 40 on the highway, with power outputs being 196 horsepower combined. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. I will say this blue paint does pop quite a bit. And then just like other Lexus cars, you've got really sharp looking headlights. This does also come with fog lights, and then the grille is all blacked out. So when it comes to the front end, I think it's a pretty cool looking little car. Tire and wheel setup is 225 by 50 by 18, and the wheels themselves are just a metallic gloss gray. We've got these really chunky body painted fender flares, of course the little F Sport badge, and then you've got the two-tone mirror caps. And looking at the overall size, it looks like it is similar in size to a Corolla. It might be a little bit bigger, but it looks pretty similar in size. With the key fob, we've got the Lexus logo there on the back. We have our lock and unlock function opening for the rear hatch. Now the load floor actually sits pretty high in the UX here. And when you fold down the seat, there is a bit of a ramp down towards the seat, so it's not a flat load floor. And then checking out underneath here, there's a little bit of extra storage, but nothing crazy. Anywho, you can lock it or you can just close it normally. I've always thought the rear taillight design is kind of interesting. It goes into a light bar too. But when you put it all together, again, it kind of looks like a lifted Lexus Corolla in a lot of ways. But let's pop inside. There's nice soft touch trim here. I mean, it's kind of like harder to the touch, but it's still soft touch, and then down below is softer soft touch. And then you can see the seats here with nice trim, easy to clean because it's not perforated. Now this is a compact car, so not a crazy amount of legroom, but I do technically fit back here. And then there are some vents and some USB ports in the back. Surprisingly, although there's not a massive amount of headroom, I actually fit back here pretty well. There is keyless entry up front. So there's more soft touch here down below, similar to what you have in the back. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. We've got memory seat functionality. The mirrors also power fold in, and you get a nice finish in all the controls there. And then take a look at the seats, perforated all down the center section. You got some red stitching. The seats are power adjustable with lumbar support. You also get a pretty nice finish on the pedals with this too. And start her up. The steering wheel has some cool red stitching in the center. We've got perforated trim on either side, and then it's just normal soft touch at the top and the bottom. Practical controls on the right side, like your adaptive cruise control with your lane centering, and you probably see the little paddle shifter there peeping in the back. Volume and voice command controls on the left-hand side, controls also for the center screen, and then you just have your traditional stocks there. Full digital gauge cluster. This is where you guys can see I've been averaging 39.3 miles per gallon, so not quite what the EPA rates it at. And then you do get a cool change with the gauge cluster when you change the drive modes to the Sport and Sport Plus compared to the normal and the Eco mode. Heads-up display as well. Now you have the stability control in one stock above the steering wheel area, and then you've got the drive mode select on the other. Kind of looks like a snail. Just a regular backup camera in reverse. Now as for the infotainment system itself, you've got the shortcut bar here on the side. It's quick to respond. It's their new infotainment system setup, and there's also an analog volume control on the side too. Dual zone climate controls down below. I like the little toggle switches on it. We've got a wireless phone charging pad, some USB ports, cup holders here in the center section, and then this has the automatic heated and cooled seats as well as the automatic steering wheel. So you just set everything to auto, including the climate, and you don't have to do anything. Got a little shifter here, EV mode, and then you've got your auto hold, and then behind that we've got the center console. This has the double latch lid that opens up either way. There is some nice trim here on the dash, but the trim in general feels cheaper compared to other Lexus models. And then up top we got our controls here for the sunroof, just a regular sunroof. So here's what I want to see for this UX 300h F Sport. You guys can see the base MSRP there, $46,375, and then the total MSRP, $49,545. Let's see how the UX performs. Lexus UX. Now, we'll talk about the fuel economy first. I think part of the reason why I wasn't able to get the EPA numbers is because of the temperature. Today is warmer, but the time that I've been driving this, it's been in the 40s and 50s for the most part. And so colder temperatures always make hybrid systems perform worse. I bet if I did a big drive today with it being 70 degrees, I probably would get over 40 miles per gallon on average. Can't confirm it, but my experience with hybrids in the past, that's likely what would happen. Now some other stuff, a lot of car manufacturers are using like heavy sound deadening in the door panels, which is great, for insulation, and also an added benefit is it makes the doors kind of like heavier so they feel more substantial. But also it's kind of funny because it's like doors used to feel heavy and substantial because they're made with heavy, substantial, premium material. But now it's like everyone's using cheap plasticky stuff, and so now you've got to add a bunch of sound deadening to make it so this stuff feels less cheap and plasticky. Interesting world we live in, right? It's all a show. It's all a show. So the acceleration with this is not like insanely quick, but it's more than quick enough for what this is. Again, this is basically the Lexus Prius. I mean, it has the same powertrain, the 2-liter, same power outputs and everything. It's just slightly lifted, so they can. I think they call this a crossover, even though really it's just a little hatchback with a little bit more ground clearance. Not a crazy amount. But yeah, ride quality's good. Noise insulation's pretty good. I mean, the glass, it's not the thickest, but it's pretty thick, so it mitigates most stuff. You do get a little bit of wind noise on the one pillar, but not bad at all. Music and stuff would drown that out, no problem. So for a daily driver, it's great. I think overall, like, it's a nice car. The seats are comfortable. It looks cool. It's just too expensive. I wonder if Lexus has priced this at this point to convince people to just jump up to the NX. I wonder on that. Because they can sell the NX for even more money, and it's like, well, if the tiny one is 50 grand, I might as well spend 55, 60,000 on the bigger one, right? Kind of my thought process there. But as I see it, you can get a much better car. There's several cars you can get that have a Toyota badge on it that are around this price point that I would rather have than this. First of which is the new Toyota Camry. You can get loaded up, super nice car, way more space, hybrid, great fuel economy, and you're talking about, you know, 40 grand for a loaded up one, all-wheel drive. The new Prius, right? Not gonna have as nice of an interior, but great fuel economy, all-wheel drive. Very similar in size to this. You can get the new Toyota Crown. If you get the, you know, the Prius version is what I call it. The new Toyota Crown, right? You can get a Crown Signia for just barely more money than this. So the point that I'm trying to make is there's a bunch of other hybrid vehicles that Toyota makes that are less money than this, the same money as this, or slightly more money than this, and you get more space, similar fuel economy, just a better overall car. So I honestly do not see the point of this at this point. I think it's a nice car. It's a really nice car. But at $50,000, it's too much. At $40,000, you know, getting a Lexus this size, that makes sense to me. But yeah, now that this is at the $50,000 price mark, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. I think it's a nice car. I just think that there's better product that's made by Toyota/Lexus at this particular price point with everything that this offers.